This week on Pitt Beyond the Script.
But they've been resilient, they've overcome, and they've done a great job of just valuing every time we get out on the court and play.
Like, people think when they play Pitt, that's an automatic win. That's not this year. It's gonna be a dogfight every night.
It's not gonna be pretty. We're not the most talented, but when we fight and we're together, we can beat any team in this league.
All this and more on this edition of Pitt Beyond the Script.
It starts as a game, a gathering of friends. And slowly, as some begin to sit back, others stand out. The joy of playing turns to passion. And as the skills develop, so do the minds. And they begin to seek challenges, peers, and mentors to further their abilities and opportunities. The love and passion becomes a thirst for people in a place
we're going to show everybody else in the country who we are.
That will embrace and push a hunger for excellence.
Blitz, the ACC.
And to be in and among champions. These are the dreamers, scholars, leaders. These are the guides, teachers, mentors. And this is the opportunity, the challenge, the place. This is Pitt Beyond the Script.
Hi, I'm Micah House. I'm a senior here at the University of Pittsburgh studying health information management, and this is my Pitt story. So Pitt originally was not on my list when I was choosing schools to go to in high school. So we came up, me and my parents, and they were sold. They were like, oh, the school is great. And one thing I immediately noticed was the amount of Pitt pride that students have when you're walking around campus. Like, as an outsider, you see people constantly wearing like Pitt on their shirt. And then I noticed that even though Pitt does have a large student body, it didn't feel like it was large when I came to visit. They did a great job of making a large school feel small. One thing I love about Pitt is how many opportunities they provide you. And I think the best experience I have had at Pitt was being able to study abroad. I studied abroad in 2019, the summer of 2019 in Tanzania. And I studied the healthcare system, Swahili language and culture for 6.5 weeks. And that was quite an experience. It just made me very appreciative, and I was grateful for the opportunity that Pitt gave me and the scholarships they gave me to study abroad and the friends I made along the way. I'm a health information management major and a French minor. And post-graduation, I'm gonna be working at Deloitte in Arlington, Virginia in consulting. I truly wouldn't be where I am today without the support of the friends I've made at Pitt, the faculty I've been introduced to, my advisors, and all the different organizations. So I would just say to take in and appreciate every moment of college, because it truly does go by in a blink of an eye.
Jennifer Bruce, one of the best basketball players in Pitt history.
Jennifer Bruce's arrival at Pitt coincided with the program entering the Big East. I don't think it's coincidental that she ushered the program into its most prominent era. Jennifer could score. She could fill up the basket for sure, averaged over 20 points per game.
Jennifer Bruce is the second all-time leading scorer in Pitt basketball history, men or women, with a total of 2,295 points.
She was a dominant player on both ends of the floor, played hard all the time. You knew what you were going to get every night.
She did it all, and she was named 3 times to the All-Big East team.
Jennifer's very competitive. She's competitive till this day. But back when she played, I think the thing that made her so competitive and the fact that she played so hard was that she came up in a neighborhood where she had to play with the guys. It was really funny because she was the player that the boys would pick. They would pick her over most of the guys in the neighborhood because they wanted to win, and they knew that she was a good enough player she could play with the guys.
Jennifer Bruce truly is one of the greatest women's basketball players in Pitt history. She truly is one of the greatest basketball players in Pitt history.
Well, Jen, congratulations. Just so very proud of everything you've always accomplished. You know, we've been proud of you no matter what you've done, but to be a part of this particular class on the Hall of Fame is really special, and we're so very proud to be a part of this night for you.
Jeff Capel Show here on the Pitt Panthers radio network.
We wanted just to try to work on us.
Gonna take it all the way for this. Johnson detonates.
I honestly put in a lot of mental work.
Their love of basketball.
Basketball is really my vehicle.
The cut by Tony.
I really appreciate, Pitt.
Jeff was trying to make sure you were entertained.
The Jeff Capel Radio Show, Fridays at 4 p.m. on AT&T Sportsnet.
We got to be smart. We have to have poise.
Here's a three-pointer, and that's good for Jayla Everett. Drive from Harris, and the crafty move from the point guard to get the and one.
Hello and welcome to Pitt Beyond the Script. Alongside Lance White, the head coach of the women's basketball team here at Pitt, I'm Rob King of AT&T Sportsnet. Coach, first of all, you're off to a terrific start, but before we talk about the way the team is performing on the court, be remiss if I didn't ask you a little bit about the difficulties of navigating what has been a very difficult season.
Well, it's been such a wild and roller coaster event for us and our team, and I've been so proud and pleased with how resilient our kids have been. And in coaching, you're used to a schedule that everything is based on, and this group has suffered and had to really overcome a lot of obstacles. And from a 32-day, what I call sabbatical in the middle of the season, to then come back and go right into ACC play. And again, it's cost us a little bit of that team bonding and team unity, but they've been resilient. They've overcome, and they've done a great job of just valuing every time we get to get out on the court and play.
I want to take you back to last March and wondering how important that win prior to the lockdown was over Notre Dame, the defending ACC champs, to be able to beat them in the ACC tournament when you had one regular season win. Did that fuel the offseason a little bit? And I wonder, too, was any of that fuel blunted, any of that fire blunted a little bit by what subsequently happened?
Well, obviously it did. And, again, we had to play 4 freshmen last year a lot. And, and those kids, you can talk about what's coming and what they have to do, but until they actually experience it, you can't teach experience. And, and for that group to be able to go through the year and battle and then now see some of the success from it, rewards from it, that definitely carried over. And, and just our starting point whenever we were able to get our team back was completely different. Now they understood whenever we said that move's not strong enough, quick enough, you got to make that stronger, seal stronger. They understood that you're right.
You look at that group of sophomores led by Daishanette Harris, but the group in total, they started last year with 1 win. Now you've improved on that already. How much do you see that group developing and getting closer to your ultimate goal of winning an ACC championship?
Yeah, that group they've had to be so resilient in their work. And, we've talked all year on that you have to play hard all the time and you have to be great teammates. And that group has embodied that. They really come to work every day and they want to get better. And, and I think throughout our ACC season, even so far, of just being able to, every game is that they've been in. They've battled, and now we have to take that next piece of learning how to win those games. And that's a skill, and that's something that you really have to have those kids buy into. But again, I've been really pleased with our progression. Now we have to finish out that last piece, and now we got to win them.
And she hits one from way downtown, 75-71. And the Panther bench is fired up.
Well, you do have some wins and some nice wins under your belt, and Jayla Everett has been a big part of that. Transfer comes in, and how much a positive effect on this team?
Well, she's a kid who is an elite player. And she gives you a confidence, and again, Day had to handle so much of that load last season by herself, and now to have somebody who can make plays and they can play off each other, I think that takes some of the pressure off. And and she's a scorer, can play on both ends of the floor, and she automatically gives you that energetic player that can make plays, and she's really been a great addition to us and the skill set she provides. But it still takes time in order during late in games and whenever you have to be able to make plays against some of the best players in the country. That's still what we have to grow in.
And Rita and Amber have given you more presence down low?
Absolutely, and just their toughness and rebounding and size and strength that we have to have, and and I think they've done a great job this season of providing that stability. I think they're the ones who have to be able to control the rebounds that now lead to everything else that we have to do. But they've really progressed throughout the summer and into the fall.
Coach, we've talked a lot about progression, and that's obviously a big part of the story. What have the women learned that maybe against Syracuse you didn't do that you need to do better to come away with a victory?
Yeah, and I think we learned a lot from that game, and and being able to battle, and again in a weird environment, and then being able to battle back to within 2 points, and then 5 points with 4 minutes to go, and it's still that piece that we have to learn of that execution to finish a game, and and just what it takes. You don't have to do anything miraculous. You have to continue to do what you do and give a little bit more. Something that we're learning and growing, and that's what we have to take away whenever we get them again this weekend.
And it feels like the teams that are elite, and that's where you're heading, that's the direction you're heading with this program, have an expectation of victory when they get on the floor, know how to do it, and expect to do the little things that it takes to win.
Yeah, and and that's what we knew coming in, that whenever we were rebuilding the roster and you don't have those juniors and seniors above you who show you how to do that and who give you that, is that we are having to do that with freshmen and sophomores that have to come in right away, and you have to learn how to do that. And that's one of the hardest things that you have to teach, is that once you can get them there, and we're playing extremely hard, our kids really want it. Now you have to be able to execute it, and the ability to make those mistakes and do that stuff. Now you have to eliminate as many of those as you can in order to beat the best of the best.
Coach, thanks very much. Continued success with the program. It's been really exciting to watch.
Well, thank you so much. Hail to Pitt.
Stick around. You're going to hear from Amber Brown to sit down with her. We're also going to be joined by Coach Jeff Capel from the men's basketball team when we resume on Pitt Beyond the Script.
What got me into basketball, my parents played. And I have older siblings, so like all of them did either football or basketball.
Nice move down low though for Amber Brown.
I realized I could play at the D1 level when I started to play AAU, and I started playing against like other people from like out of town, across the state and stuff like that. I always watched basketball, but I watched men's college ball a lot. So then I started watching the women's, and I was like, yeah, I could do this really.
Amber Brown able to get the turnaround.
I chose Pitt because it was more family oriented, and like Coach White came down to me and let me know like what he really needed from me. He didn't sugarcoat anything, so that's basically what I needed. He's very genuine. That's what stands out. He's genuine and he's honest. So like, even if you don't like what he says, you still have to respect the fact that he's being honest with you.
See if they can here. Nice pass by Everett down low in the finish there for Amber Brown.
This year, this team, it's completely different from last year, but like, it's a good thing. Like, we all took a step forward. Like, you could tell we all got older.
Pittsburgh is now turning their defense into offense. Getting out in transition, that's Amber Brown, coast to coast. Excellent finish.
We all want respect. Like, we all want the same thing. We want to win this year, basically. We wanted to win last year, but like, we got the more pieces to win. Athletic, aggressive. Defense is going to be like a standout for us, too. Like, they're going to be like, it's a game every night. Not just like people think when they play Pitt, that's an automatic win. That's not this year. It's gonna be a dogfight every night.
Nice interception by Amber Brown. Brown in transition, Euro step of her own, and a nice finish.
I would say the ACC is one of the top conferences. Fast, athletic. They're gonna defend.
Second chance Panthers. Off the glass and good. That's Brown.
If you can succeed in the ACC, you can succeed in the WNBA, in the league, overseas. It prepares you for the next level, definitely.
Not just first shot necessarily. And how about that one? Amber Brown got that to go with the contact.
Jeff Capel Show here on the Pitt Panthers radio network.
We wanted just to try to work on us.
Gonna take it all the way for this. Johnson detonates.
I honestly put in a lot of mental work.
Their love of basketball.
Basketball is really my vehicle.
The cut by Tony.
I really appreciate, Pitt.
Jeff was trying to make sure you were entertained.
The Jeff Capel Radio Show, Fridays at 4 p.m. on AT&T Sportsnet.
We got to be smart. We have to have poise.
Actually, I have two fears: birds and heights. Don't know why I'm scared of birds, but I will not walk close to one. Anytime one flies near me, I'm ducking and dodging, running. One thing about me that people don't know, I used to be a cheerleader and a ballerina. I will describe my playing style as a pass-first type of player. I feel like I always have to get my teammates involved. My journey coming here wasn't the easiest. I feel like I hit one of the lowest places in my life. But I feel like when Coach White gave me a phone call, it made me feel like that it's still people out there that believes in me. The reason I picked number 20 is because 2020 was one of the years that had the most impact on my life. I feel like I faced a lot of adversity this year. So I feel like that number will always remind me just to be thankful for basketball. Hi, my name is Jayla Everett. I'm from St. Louis, Missouri, and I'm a junior guard.
I'm Casey Garrow, Pitt Studios, joined by consensus All-American Patrick Jones. How does that sound when you hear consensus All-American?
It sounds great. It sounds amazing. I mean, it's something I always dreamed of being since I was a kid. And when I hear that attached to my name, it just sounds amazing.
Did you ever expect it? You had quite the year with the Pitt Panthers.
It was definitely one of my goals. I mean, my goals was to be an All-American and to accomplish that. Yeah, but expect it. I knew if I worked hard enough, I'd reach it.
Down. Jones again. Oh my goodness!
Recently, you competed in the Senior Bowl. How was that experience, especially alongside some of your former teammates?
Just knowing that we all came in together and just us four, we were at the Senior Bowl together, and especially even with me, Rashad, and DeMar was on the same team. It was like the Pitt defense was back out there again.
Way up in the draft. 30-13.
Look out, Jamie Newman.
There he is, Patrick Jones. Welcome to the party.
So on that sack, the O-lineman, he was oversetting me a lot. So I knew he gonna keep oversetting me. I said, I'm gonna run vertical right fast, hit him with speed. Then I'm gonna hit him with an inside move real fast. I hit him with an inside move. Blew right past him, saw the quarterback, ran him down, and jumped on and slung him down. Came game time, I really turned it on. I really showed everybody what I could do.
What was the week like of practice? How was it training with NFL coaches and maybe some future teammates and competitors?
Yeah, it was definitely fun. I was out there, I was trying to compete and stuff, but most importantly, I was really out there just trying to learn. Because I was out there with some NFL coaches, so I wanted to hear what they had to say and how they approach the game and how they expect their players to play the game. So the biggest thing for me, I went out there really just trying to learn.
Did you feel ready for that Senior Bowl? How did Pitt prepare you for that?
Oh yeah, I definitely did feel ready for the Senior Bowl. I mean, when it came to doing like run drills and stuff like that, that's what we do at Pitt. We stop the run. So that was easy for me. And just having great coaches like Coach Partridge, and just how Pitt runs everything. It wasn't too far off of how the Dolphins were doing stuff. It was easy for me to translate it once I got it going.
Was it a weird moment when you put on that Pitt Panther helmet for the last time?
It was, because I was like, wow, I thought after Georgia Tech was my last time, but it's not. So I get one more time. It was kind of different, but I enjoyed it. I embraced it.
What are you working on right now?
So right now I'm just getting my body in best shape possible for the pro day, and I'm just getting ready to do all those drills and just kill it. I love the grind, so I enjoy every single day.
Looking back on your Pitt career, I know there's a lot to consider, but talk about some of those friendships and getting that experience one last time at the Senior Bowl with DeMar, Rashad, and even Jimmy on the other side.
It was just amazing, just knowing that we all came in together and just us four, we were at the Senior Bowl together, and just the opportunity that we were blessed with.
Well, Patrick, we appreciate the time. Thank you so much. We look forward to seeing you hopefully on Pro Day and as we watch the draft.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Together, we've defeated polio, pioneered organ transplantation, and engineered the television.
We've nurtured generations of brave artists and big thinkers.
We've won national and conference championships and given back to our city, our region, and the world.
At Pitt, we've never been afraid to take bold action and forge ahead.
And you, the Pitt community, our community, has always helped to make that possible.
On this Pitt Day of Giving, we're asking you to join us again to conquer yet another challenge.
Like so many other places in the world, life at Pitt across all of our campuses has transformed dramatically in the last 10 months.
But we've worked together, adapted our behaviors, and led by example to keep our Pitt family safe and healthy.
And now we need your help to continue to care for each other while we learn, innovate, grow, and plan for a brighter future. Together, your gifts will fund our scholarships,
strengthen our academic experience,
elevate our world-class research,
empower our student organizations,
drive Pitt athletics forward,
and support the Pitt programs that mean the most to you. On February 23rd, please join me.
Please join me on Pitt Day of Giving.
Another three. It's Xavier Johnson. 28 points.
Welcome back to Pitt Beyond the Script alongside men's basketball coach Jeff Capel, Rob King of AT&T Sportsnet. Coach, first of all, terrific win over number 16 Virginia Tech. First time in a couple of years you'd beaten a ranked team. Tell me about the victory and coming off what had happened against Notre Dame.
Yeah, well, I was really proud of our guys. We responded. We had a very, very disappointing outing against Notre Dame that was totally out of character for who we've been all year. It's the first game, I thought, that we didn't fight. We didn't play with energy. We were not connected at all. And it was just a really embarrassing performance. We had lost two, previous games, but in those games, I thought we at least fought. We didn't play smart, but I thought we had energy and I thought we fought. So we were really disappointed. We came back. We confronted it right away. We talked about it. We had some very intense practices. The guys really, really responded in practice. Tuesday was one of our best practices of the year. Midway through it, I stopped it and I said, now you look like the team we've been most of the season. And that's all we ask. Like, we have to understand who we are. It's not gonna be pretty. We're not the most talented, but when we fight and we're together, we can beat any team in this league. And I thought we came out and we played like we practiced for the past 2 days. But I was proud of how we got off the mat. We beat a very, very good team that was playing really, really well in Virginia Tech. And we did it because defensively we were connected, which led to us being connected offensively.
You called your own performance deplorable after Notre Dame. And then I think you'll probably like the comments Mike Young used afterwards a little bit more. Said your team was tougher, hungrier, more desperate. That's what you want out of your team, isn't it?
That's who we have to be all the time. That's when we are at our best. And for the majority of the season, we have been that. When I look back, and I try not to look back too much, we were not at the first game of the year, and we lost. We got our butts kicked, but we responded. And then from that time on until we beat Duke, we were that way. We were connected, we were tough, we were together, we had an edge. And then after we beat Duke, we let down. And as a coach, I thought that it could happen. I tried to warn our guys. We talked to them in practice. We pushed them in practice. We got on them in practice. But nothing we did worked. And unfortunately, we got our butts kicked. It was like an out-of-body experience. And as a coach, during it, there was nothing I could do or we could do to get them out of it, and we tried. And every team has a game like that. It was embarrassing. It was that way. But I was proud, like I said, of how we responded. I appreciate the things that Mike said, but it has to be who we are all the time.
Now, you were down 6 at one point in the second half of the game, about 5 minutes in. And listen, that could have been a time where the team packed it in. They didn't. What did you like about what your team did performance-wise from that point on to the end of the game?
Well, that's where the toughness comes in. You know, if you go back to Notre Dame, it was right there. I think we were up 21-20, and then they made a run. And we never did anything to stop their run. We never made another run. We just kind of gave in, to be honest with you. In this situation, we showed who we've been the majority of the season. We fought back. You know, we buckled down on defense. We got some stops. We got some rebounds. We were able to get out in transition. We executed offensively really, really well in the second half, and guys stepped up and made some big plays and big shots for us.
Xavier Johnson and Ithiel Horton, neither one of them started. Xavier Johnson set a school record by scoring 32 off the bench, only the second game of his 81 that he hasn't started.
Yeah, well, I knew after Notre Dame that we needed to shake some things up. And, you know, we came back, and when we finally got back together on Monday, I told the guys, like, look, starting positions are up for grabs. These 2 days of practice, and then our walkthrough on Wednesday will determine who starts. In the back of my mind, I knew it wasn't going to be the same. Really, no matter what happened in practice, I knew that I wanted to change some things up. And I made the decision literally about 10 minutes before the game of who we were going to start. It was hard because the practices were really good, and how Xavier played in practice was how he played in the game. Tuesday's practice, he was unbelievable. And I think that led over to the game. Ithiel was really good in practice, and I think that led over. I was really proud of how they responded, how Ithiel and how Xavier responded. I was equally as proud of Femi and Nike, of how they got us started in that game.
Tony's going to try it from 3. He drains a 3, and it's 68-55. Panthers by 13. Dees Tony.
You know, personnel notwithstanding, and Virginia always has good personnel, they try your patience, I would think, and your maturity. They play a great defensive game. They don't, you know, it's not the same tempo. How do you have to approach that to be able to beat a team like Virginia?
Well, you have to be really disciplined, and you have to be tough in order to beat them. They're very, very good. They've been the best team in our league this year. They're very unique this year, though. Like they're really, really different. In the past, when you've thought of Virginia, they've like the strength of their team, I think, has been their guard play. Obviously, when they won the championship, they had those 3 guys on the perimeter that are all in the NBA right now. They've always had good big guys, but the scoring primarily came from their backcourt. It's the complete opposite this year. Their front court guys have been their main scorers. Their front court guys, their 3, 4, and 5, are their best 3-point shooters. And so it's a different sort of game plan. And so for us, we have to be able to disrupt their rhythm defensively with disciplined pressure. We have to be able to defend their ball screens. And then we have to be able to defend the 3-point line against big guys, which is really, really different.
Well, good luck, and congratulations on the win against Virginia Tech.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Coach. And thanks to you for watching this edition of Pitt Beyond the Script.
Up with a big one, a gem against Virginia Tech. The Panthers win it 83-72. Pitt now 9-5, 5-4 in the conference, and pulled off the mild upset.